It's the Conference USA opener between two squads that have had some fun finishes in the recent past. It's the Rice Owls hosting the UAB Blazers. Welcome to Rice Stadium. Alongside Chris Mycoskie, I'm David Saltzman. Just how good is this matchup?
Well, UAB is the standard bearer in Conference USA, and Rice was able to go to Birmingham and beat them last year. Now, as both of them look to shift to the American Athletic Conference, beating the Blazers twice in a row would be huge for the Owls.
UAB is sixth in the nation in rushing. Is their leading tailback, Dwayne McBride, one of the best in the country?
I think so. He really has some buzz around him as far as the Doak Walker Award is concerned as the nation's top running back. He keeps putting up these monster numbers. There'll be talk about the Heisman Trophy. He ran for a career-high 223 yards and 4 touchdowns last time out versus Georgia Southern.
And those 400 yards rushing in just 2 games. With this Rice offense much improved, just how much of an impact has Luke McCaffrey had on the Rice attack?
It has been huge. He chose to make the switch from quarterback to wide receiver in the spring. It appears to be the right call, both for this season and his pro prospects. He is leading Rice with 323 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns.
UAB won the toss, but has allowed Rice to receive the opening kickoff. As we'll get underway here, a series again, which has been a nail-biting one. You mentioned, Chris, a couple of minutes ago, Rice held on to upset UAB in Birmingham last season. UAB knocked off Rice in the 2020 season finale here, 21-16, with an Owl win might have earned them a bowl berth. There's just 2 of a number of close games that these squads have had over the years. Reese Burkhart has the ball teed up at the 35. Juma Otoviano is back for the Owls, and we're underway at historic Rice Stadium. It is a touchback, and the Owls will have it from their own 25. So TJ McMahon, the Rice starting quarterback, junior from Anaheim, California. He's the first Rice quarterback with back-to-back 300-yard passing games since Dreyfus Jackson way back in 2014. Costly error late by McMahon in the Rice offense. The strip sack and score by Houston late last week to give them a 31-24 victory. But Chris, if you look at the overall numbers for McMahon, he has provided some stability and some flash at the quarterback spot.
No, he's been fantastic. I think better than anybody could have expected out of the backup QB. And yeah, last week was a heartbreaker, but you get to wipe the slate clean with conference play beginning.
Wiley Green injured in the season opener against USC. Ari Broussard on first down is able to gain 5 to the 30. And that's something we'll look at today. Broussard, as you see the replay, averaging just under 3 yards a carry. And that has been a sore spot, yards per carry for Rice coming into today, but 2nd and 5 coming up.
He's had some unfortunate runs, but he kept them from being negative a lot of the time. Hard to say it's a good run, but it keeps them from being behind the sticks when he falls forward.
And a 2nd and 5 from Rice's 30. McMahon fires, and Luke McCaffrey makes the catch, a first down. Back-to-back 100-yard receiving games coming in for the sophomore from Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
Places ball perfectly to take the ball just below the Rice nameplates on the front, and that connection has been electric so far this season. Look forward to seeing what they can do here against UAB.
Dana close to 10 for McCaffrey. 1st and 10 for the Owls. Blitz. McMahon lobs the pass to a wide open Bradley Rosner. Still going, and finally thrown down past the UAB 35.
Rosner last week coming up with the longest reception of the day, a 51-yarder against Houston, and here starting off really, really well. He's had 6 100-yard games in his career. It's a good dent to put in that mark on his first grab.
Jalen Key finally threw him down, the strong safety, but not before a gain of 28 yards for the UAB 32. Blazer defense allowing just 14 points a game coming in. They've allowed 21 to each of their FBS opponents coming in. Broussard slips the first tackle, not the second. Just get back to the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Forte, the big senior defensive tackle from Montgomery, Alabama, there on the stop. Rice has had to undergo changes on the offensive line due to injury. Number 72, Trey Philippi, He's a tight end just a couple of weeks ago, though he does have experience on the offensive line coming in. He was the backup left tackle last week. Shea Baker at center today, and Isaac Klarkowski is back from injury, beginning his first start at right guard. 2nd and 10, play action. McMahon lofts a pass and too long, incomplete. Now, he had McCaffrey open, but instead was looking for Bowden Gruen, and it's incomplete.
I like the play call, ultimately to the wrong target more than likely, but you're going to set up, while Broussard didn't get positive yardage there, he sets up some possibilities for the passing game, just knowing that he is a threat between the tackles.
It's 3rd and 10. Owls coming in, converting 48% of their thirds, but they need the 22 to avoid 4th down. UAB just brings 3. McMahon flushed out of the pocket, will run. Trying to get to the 22 and to the edge. He's got it into the red zone. Gain of a dozen.
Coach Bloomgren talked about grading TJ so far this year. For the most part, his production has had a lot more good than bad. That courage, that warrior mindset, that's what allows him to pull it down and get some things done with his feet this time.
Rice is 17 of 19 on the red zone drives this season. And right in the red zone from the 20. Broussard the carry, and nothing doing. Tyler Taylor, senior linebacker from Buford, Georgia, 2nd on the team in tackles coming in. Big number 7 was there.
Yeah, he's been playing really well. Taylor, despite the fact that he's been playing in a cast for the majority of this year, makes it hard to wrap tackles up, but he really helps set the tone on the defensive side for UAB.
Loss of about half a yard. Blazers 2-1 on the season, coming off a victory 2 weeks ago against Georgia Southern. A week after Georgia Southern went up to Lincoln and defeated Nebraska. Blazers last week with a bye week. 2nd down and a long 10. McMahon lobbing it for Rosner, and incomplete, but a flag down. Starling Thomas the 5th, the senior corner, may be called for the pass interference. Our referee is Kevin Vickner.
Defense. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic. 1st down.
Makes it 1st and goal from the 5.
Thomas appears to be doing a lot of talking after that pass was broken up, but when you see the yellow on the turf, hard to keep saying much.
And you can see the hold there too by Thomas. This is a very good UAB secondary that Rice has tested so far. Only 2 times Rice hasn't scored in the red zone, included the last time they were there. Final play of the game last week against Houston. Game ended at the Houston 9. 1st and goal. Broussard trying to carry the pile and gets to about the 3, gain of 2.
That positive momentum that Broussard can put together with that big body. This is a young man that originally came to Rice as a walk-on, earned a scholarship with his play on special teams, now making a big difference out of the backfield.
2nd and goal from the 3. McMahon rolls out to the end zone. Catch made, but shy of the goal line. That's a great solo tackle by Thomas on McCaffrey. 3rd and goal from the 2 coming up.
Tom was someone who has really improved his vision, improved his body over the course of the past year. And as you said, David, great solo effort to keep Rice out of the end zone.
11th play of the drive coming. Can the Owls convert 3rd down here? Already Broussard has 6 touchdown runs on the season, and his longest is from 2 yards. This would be from 2 if they give it to number 30. Jerry Johnson III is the fullback. Broussard got one, and Mike Bloomgren has a decision to make here. 4th and goal.
You're this close, it's got to be a touchdown. You have to stick with it and trust that big offensive line, while maybe a little bit reworked coming into this game, believe they can move the pile.
Second fullback Micah Barnett comes in. It is 4th and goal. Broussard dives. I don't think he got
Lost
there.
the handle.
Did he lose the football as well? UAB says so. Touchdown! They give it to him. Michael Fairbanks, the second, the strong side in for UAB, had the football. Here's a look at it. From that angle, I'm not so sure, Chris.
No, I think it's going to be taken away. You saw that ball moving out of his grasp before he crossed the plane. Waiting to see if the brightly colored official in the light green vest comes out.
The UAB fans on the far side from us,
That same,
just got to look at it on the scoreboard here, and they feel that's a fumble. I know we'll have another look at it here shortly.
yeah, the same replay that we just saw was shown on the big screen a moment ago, and that's where you heard all the cheers from the UAB side.
I mean, if it crosses the plane while he has possession, it doesn't matter that he loses it after.
Right.
That's not the best angle.
No,
And so it's hard to tell. And so it's key right now that the call on the field is a touchdown. Here's a better look.
See, I think he's short, and then it pops out after he goes down short of the line. Either way, it doesn't look good for Rice.
You can hear some of the Rice fans say touchdown cross the plane, and that obviously is the question here. Let's see if we can get another look at that goal line view, but maybe in slower motion. Because when Broussard landed, he was shy of the goal line. Here we go again.
He's short, and then it pops out after he comes down. That's at least my view. The people making the real decision are a couple of doors down up from us. And they're not.
This is not conclusive enough for a replay official to overturn the call. It is all about that initial call.
Touchdown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great news for the Owls. I'm surprised, certainly.
Yeah. Kevin Vickner, our referee, just on the field announced that our replay crew up in the booth determined that the ball did cross the plane. If the ruling on the field is short,
yeah,
I have to imagine that that stands. I think it's all about that ruling on the field, and that there's not conclusive evidence. Now, Brian
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is being reviewed.
I'm a little unclear on this now, David. Communication between the officials may not be at its best at this point, because that announcement was as if the review had already happened and something had been decided, and now they take the teams off the field for this to go into the review. Regardless of what happens, not great communication.
So again, right now, this is ruled an Ari Broussard touchdown. You could clearly see that Broussard lands shy of the goal line, but where's the ball? So again, this is behind the end line.
That's behind the line.
Yeah.
I just don't see a point where he crosses and then it comes out as his elbow
down.
hits the turf.
That's a good slow motion look that we didn't have before, and I do agree. We're not the ones making the call. Is it conclusive enough to be overturned? So this goal line view, because Jackson Bratton is in the way of the shot, it makes it harder to see from there. Normally this would be a better angle, but you see Bratton is right on that goal line. So elbow down, ball pops forward. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is on the 2-inch line.
It's been an 11-play, 75-yard drive for Rice, but if this call is overturned, it'll end up being 11 plays over 74.5 yards and short of pay dirt.
Well, it's taken 5:54 off the game
Replay was
clock.
able to get another angle, camera angle. After further review, the ruling of a touchdown stands.
Stands.
Wow. I'm shocked. Great news for the Owls. They get on the board first, but UAB fans watching right now really have to be frustrated.
Yeah, and again, the call wasn't confirmed. It stood. So all about the initial call on the field, which was a touchdown, and give the Owls those last 2 inches of the 75-yard drive to begin the game. Christian Van Sickle on for the PAT.
Timeout on the field.
7th touchdown run of the season has Rice up 7-0 early.